Hi everyone, it's Smriti. You're here, that means you want to improve your drawing, and I'm so glad you made me a part of it. Today I'm going to show you 5 tips that most of the beginners make, and by removing those mistakes you can improve your drawing immediately. The very first step when you start a drawing is that you have to get your basic sketch done. This is going to be the base of your drawing. This is probably the most difficult part, and the mistake most of the people do is to start shading and add details before getting the outlines done. Most of the time, beginners spend all the time in shading the imperfect outlines. For example, if you make the eye first and add all the details in it, it might get difficult for you to get everything together later on, like all the other facial features. You wouldn't get the right proportion to draw them. What I do is to lay down the basic outline of the face, the chin, the cheekbones, and all the features later. The second mistake is to not using guidelines. It's not that you can't draw freehand sketches, but it comes with a lot of practice. So to make it easy, you apparently can use guidelines. There are many types of guidelines people use. I shared the easiest way I found to get the proportions right in one of my videos. You can find its link in the description below, but it completely depends on you what fits you the most. Here I drew a line for eyes, nose and lips, and one vertical line from top of the head to chin to indicate center of the head, and eye line in the center of the vertical line for the eyes. Not every face has the same proportion, but this guideline still would help in general. Rest features you can adjust according to the reference. Hairline lie in the top quarter of the head. I personally wouldn't recommend you to use grid method for guidelines if you want to practice or you want to improve your skills, because in that method you just have to draw in those small blocks, and that doesn't help you to have a better grasp or control on your pencil. Instead, I would suggest you to use these guidelines method to make the basic outlines. Third mistake is to make dark outline while drawing the basics. We all make mistakes and it's okay to make them. What you can do is to practice drawing by holding the pencil with the lightest pressure you can, and always use hard pencils like 2H or HB for the outlines. We have this magical tool called eraser to erase every mistake we can't in our real life, but when it comes to drawing, it's your own creativity and you have got all the powers. So you can erase as many times as you want until you're satisfied with the result. But this will be possible only if you make light pencil strokes. Use pencil with the lightest pressure on paper, because harder strokes make a trace on paper that can't be erased. As you can see, I am erasing these lines and I see no damage on paper. And this is the most important mistake I've seen people doing. So it really makes a difference if you use light pencil strokes. Next mistake is to not use any reference. No, don't get me wrong, you can draw without reference. It's actually fun to draw your imagination on paper, but this also comes with practice. You need to have some idea what you're going to draw, and with reference it's easier way to start if you're a beginner. Your reference can be a live person as well, but having a reference on a paper is kinda more easy to draw. Don't worry, we will get there. Live sketching and imagination is a very fun part, and you will get there with practice. What you need to work on is on your observation skills. The more you observe, the better you get, and I cannot emphasize this enough. If I talk about myself, I actually spend fair time to just observe my reference closely. Once it gets into your memory, you can practice without reference as well. The last mistake, of course there are many mistakes we can discuss about, but right now you can process these ones and we'll discuss about it later maybe. So the last mistake is to use only one grade of pencil to shade the whole sketch, or using harder pencil to shade. I am here creating values by using many grades of pencil from 2H to 6B. I will make a separate video on how to use various grades of pencil, but for now, in brief, I use 2H pencil for basic outlines and to create first layer of skin. Then I use 2B pencil to shade first layer of iris, and 4B for the shadows, and 6B for the darkest areas like pupil, nostrils, and central line of lip. As an additional tip, I would suggest you to practice. Practice as much as you can, whenever you get time. For me, drawing is an escape. See, when you hold a pencil and a paper, no one is going to judge you. You can draw whatever you feel like. You can draw flowers or trees or portraits if you want to. You can draw your imagination. You can just draw anything. And meanwhile, it will improve your skills as well. Drawing is a skill anybody can learn. It's nothing like I am born with it. It's like anybody can do it if you want to. Whenever I start anything, I just keep this in mind that maybe not now, but after some time, I will draw that. I know I can do that. And you have to keep this in your mind too, that you can do it. Maybe not now, but with time you will definitely. And I'm sure you will. You can see and grasp many skills from other artists, but at the end, you will learn what you will practice, what you will actually do on your own. From your own experiences you can learn to draw. So find your own reason to draw, and I know you will fall in love with it. That's all for today. Thank you guys for joining me. Hope you found it useful. Don't forget to subscribe and share. See you next time. Keep practicing. Thank you. Bye bye.